So I'm sure we're all in need of some ideas and inspiration to keep the kids entertained at the moment. So I thought I would share with you my top Amazon buys to keep your kids happy and entertained for a while. I've included ideas that entertain my 2-year-old right through to my 13-year-old. So hopefully no matter what age your children are, there will be something in here for you. So let's get started. So the first one, and actually the most recent of my purchases and one that has just been a big hit, are PlayMags. Now I've heard so many people talk about these and I don't know why in 13 years I've never bought them. It just baffles me, and now I'm kicking myself because we have them and they all love them, particularly Aiden, but Marnie enjoys playing with them as well. Oh, if you're new, I should say my youngest two are Aiden and Marnie. Marnie is 2, Aiden is 6. Then I have a 12-year-old and a 13-year-old, Merrin and Dylan. I do lots of videos like this about parenting, products that I like, vlogs of our daily routines and things like that. So if you're not a subscriber, then please do hit the subscribe button. I'd love to have you stick around. But back to the PlayMags, these are great. I'm so glad I got them, and I really want to get some more over time just to build up our collection, because obviously the more you have, the more you can make with them. But if you've never heard of them before, they're basically magnetic tiles, and I think you can, these are PlayMags, but I think that different brands make them, so they can be called magnetiles and magnetic building tiles, and they have lots of different names. But if you just type up PlayMags on Amazon, they come up, and I will leave everything that I'm talking about today linked for you in the description box. But they come in different shapes. So in the set that we got, we have these like window ones, then plain square ones, we have triangles, different shapes of triangles, so you can build houses and put roofs on them. And Aiden made an aeroplane this morning with it. And you can get a set that has wheels, so you can actually build cars. So I would like to get that for them as well. But they're relatively reasonably priced. I think the set that I got was around £25. And it's a decent size set to start with. As I said, I'd like to get more, but you don't need to. It's a perfectly fine amount to start with. So if you haven't got them and you have kids that like to build things, they will love these, so well worth a look. My next recommendation actually was one of Merrin and Aiden's Christmas presents. They both had a set, and it is the Ultimate Slime Kit. Now this is brilliant. If your kids like making slime and they're always nagging you to buy shaving foam and glue and things like that, everything comes in this set. And in here you get the glue, the activator, all of that stuff, but you also get containers to keep it in, mixing pots to make it in, glitter, beads, colour, scent even. There's loads of different things you can do to customise the slime, and my kids both love it. They've had hours of fun making different slimes with this, and there's still loads left as well, so it goes a long way as well. I believe this was just under £20, but loads and loads of playtime for your money, so I would highly recommend this. Next up, and I've definitely mentioned these on my channel before, are these paint sticks. We discovered these a couple of years ago, and as you can see, our set is well loved, but it's just a really easy craft supply to have. They're mess free, you just paint with this stick. It's almost like a Pritt stick, but it's paint. They come in a great range of colours, metallics, glitters, bright colours, all different shades. We've got a couple of sets, but this is probably the best value. You get 24 in this pack, and they're great for all ages. Merrin likes to use them, but also Marnie, who's only 2, has great fun just drawing away on some paper with the paint sticks. So they're really easy to use, and you can use them on different surfaces as well, which is great, not just paper. I think you can use them on wood. What does it say? Wood, card, canvas, glass, and also windows and whiteboards. Not sure I'd want them to use them on the windows, but they're just a really good purchase and great to have in your craft cupboard. My next pick, we have gone through so many packs of this. This is basically Polymer Clay or Polymer Clay. I don't know what the brand is, it doesn't actually say, it just says H&S. Let's have a look. H&S Alliance, I'm not sure. I just type in Fimo or Polymer Clay and it comes up. It's really inexpensive. You get loads of colours. This is Merrin's set, so you can see here that you get a top row and then there's another load of colours underneath, so you get lots for your money. My kids will sit for hours playing with this. Even Dylan, who's my 13-year-old, he loves making models of his favourite video game characters and things. Today he's spent hours just working on his model. He really enjoys it. He finds it quite calming and quite a nice activity to do. So if you're looking for something to keep them busy for a lengthy period of time, I would certainly say that mine are thoroughly entertained by this. My next pick, and a real classic, and this is actually a new set we haven't opened yet, but I'm keeping this for a moment of desperation later on in the week. These are Harmer beads. My kids love these. I'm sure all kids love these. But what I liked about this set is you actually make a little mobile, so it's not just making the little pictures, but you can actually display it afterwards, because that's the one thing I find with this and aqua beads. Actually, I have another set to show you if you prefer the water bonding beads rather than the heat bonded beads. Much of a muchness. My kids love both. But with the aqua beads and with these, they make them and then you've just got lots of them lying around and they get broken and things. So at least with this, they can thread them onto a mobile. That's the theory anyway. Whether or not that will actually happen is another thing. What I liked about this as well is that Marion and Aiden could maybe sit down together and do the shapes between them as an activity one afternoon, and then we can put it together as a bit of a group effort. So this again was around the £10 mark, no more than 15. A good few hours of fun to be had with that one. And just to quickly show you, this is the aqua bead set. This again was another gift. This is Aiden's, and I like this because it has a good amount of storage for the beads and everything comes in this pack. We've had aqua beads before in a box and then the box breaks and the beads go everywhere and it's just a disaster. So I quite like this set. This was more pricey, but there's so many in here that it's going to last them for ages. And this is one that Marnie likes to do as well, who you can hear shouting downstairs. She was playing happily 5 minutes ago, so typical. Next item is a good old experiment kit. Now these can be a bit hit and miss, and I have definitely bought them over the years and thought, wow, that was a waste of £10 or whatever, because they've just been a bit naff. But I do find that the Horrible Science range tends to be a little bit better, and I did my research before choosing this one and it had loads of positive reviews. Again, we haven't actually used this one. This is a more recent purchase, but I wanted to do an afternoon of science lessons at some point over the next coming weeks or months, so I thought it would be a nice one for us to do together. So perhaps Marion can do one experiment, Aiden can do another, Marnie can try and steal everything from everybody, and we'll have hours of fun. That's the theory. Whether or not it'll work, I don't know. We've had a similar one before which they did really enjoy playing with, so hopefully they enjoy this one just as much. And my final top buy from Amazon to keep the kids entertained is Kinetic Sand. My younger two will play with this for hours on end, making sandcastles, ice cream cones, just playing role play games with their little figures and getting them in the sand. And this kit is actually ideal for that because it's all in one box. So this, if I open it up now, I'm going to regret it, aren't I? It's going to go everywhere. But it looks a little bit like this. So you've got loads of sand. So you've got little molds and brick shapes that you can make and tools for digging and cutting the sand. And it's all self-contained within the box. At least that's the idea. My 2-year-old likes to scatter it everywhere other than in the box. But my 6-year-old will play with it quite neatly and keep it all inside where it's supposed to be. So they have one of these each. They were on the more pricey side. I think this was around £25, but the amount of time they've spent playing with this and the enjoyment they get from it makes it well worth the money, in my opinion. And you can buy more sand on its own that you can top it up, or you can change the colour, whatever you want to do. But Kinetic Sand, I think, at least in this house, is a big winner. So those are my top Amazon buys for keeping the kids entertained. I hope you found it helpful. I would love to hear from you. What are your top Amazon buys? What should I be adding to my basket and ordering as soon as possible to keep my kids happy? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Share it with your friends if they need some inspiration as well. I'm sure we could all do with some inspiration and tips at the moment, so I'd love to hear yours. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.